Hello, everybody. My name is Ms. Wheats, and this is going to be for Cancer. All right, so we just have the information dealing with Cancer through the month of January. We've got three keywords, and within each keyword, we have a goddess or a god that is going to deliver a message concerning the beginning of the month, the middle of the month, and the end of the month here. Okay, this is just the energies that is going to be. Felt throughout each part or portion of January 2021. All right, so the first card we have is the goddess Katesh, and the keyword is pleasure. So, pleasure should be made a priority, actively seek it and become, aware of the obstacles of your own pleasure, okay? So, things that deal with snakes or lion heads or even crescent moons are going to be significant. If you start noticing that you're seeing these things, this means that Cortesh is trying to reach out to you, okay? Um, Now, in the beginning of the month, what card do I have? This is the Eight of Swords here. So, yeah, stepping out of your personal prison that you've built. Looks like somebody around you has built this prison that you have fallen victim to, Cancer, or either you have built this prison unknowingly and you have been trapped in it. And you, of course, it's unknowingly because you're still blindfolded. So, there is some sort of a prison that you have built or that has been built around you. All right, you find yourself being a little bit less productive, in your emotional and public life. I feel like if you choose to avoid any type of pleasure, the more and more less productive you can become. All right, what do they say? Like all pleasure and no play makes somebody a dull person or something like that. Yeah, I feel like that's what you've become because you have really kind of hidden away that side of you, either whether it be sensual or whether it be you've been so hard on yourself and you've restricted yourself so much. Because if we notice that she is very, very tightly restricted, she's got so many restrictions on herself that she is unable to even move forward with her original plans in the first place. It's defeating the purpose is what I'm saying here. Okay, so yeah, so in your emotional and public life, if you choose not to indulge in pleasure, you kind of hinder yourself and you kind of set yourself back two steps. You're not really getting anywhere. So another thing I want to talk to you about is embracing your spiritual path and not being ashamed. Okay, having this is going to keep you limited. Okay, another thing is that you might need to take off your blindfold and see what your soul is yearning for. All right, take back your power. Okay, if they want to judge, let them judge. All right, because I even used to feel this way myself. I don't have a whole lot of strong Cancer placements, but I used to be afraid of people judging me for what it was that I truly love. I love tarot, I love the esoteric, I love the underworld, I love death, I love the afterworld, I love weird things, I love aliens, dragons, things of that nature, but I don't share that with everyone else because I feel like, you know, people may make fun of it or whatever. But this is just saying that you need to step out of that and start expressing it. You don't have to tell the world that that's what you like, but don't be ashamed and don't hold that inside of you because sometimes people take away the fun. When you decide to share things with people, it takes the fun out of it because they have judgment. Their judgment, for some reason, it can make it to where you feel silly for liking what it is that you like. So I'm just here to tell you that the pleasure is what makes us whole, especially for you, Cancer. You keep it close to your heart. You don't have to tell people, but don't feel ashamed for it, okay? Because I feel like this is like inner turmoil here. Okay. Yeah. So that's just the energy at the beginning of the month. You kind of taking back your power, taking off that blindfold and choosing to lighten up on yourself. Take a break every now and then. Eat that sweet if you want to. Okay. I know that a lot of you are probably on some sort of a diet or whatever, but every now and then it's nice to indulge. Middle of the month, we've got Seven of Cups for the middle of the month. Okay. First thing I'm thinking about for some reason is the seven deadly sins. What are the seven deadly sins? Was it lust, greed, gluttony, sloth, wrath, envy, pride? I believe so. Did I miss one? I don't think I did. Um, Basically, besides that, just be careful about overindulging, is what I want to say. Be careful about overindulging. A lot of these things that we discussed sometimes can bring us a little bit of pleasure, especially wrath, having the power to take control and having that power, but sometimes you don't want to abuse that power. So maybe some of you are in a position of power and you take pleasure in knowing that you have that power. Just try not to abuse it, okay? Um, but just make sure you have everything in moderation. But still, you have pleasure or whatever. Um, Now, besides the seven deadly sins, I feel like you have some sort of an opportunity coming towards you. All right, you may be, I don't know, like you might be guided by your ego, is what I'm saying, because the ego is the thing, everything that's is like a part of this 3D realm. It's very, very attractive here. Well, not everything. Maybe dragons are not a part of the 3D realm. They're of a higher dimension here. And so is the ghost here. That's more so of a higher dimension. But the majority of things are enticing. Those are all 3D, 3 dimensional things that can bring pleasure to you, Cancer. But I feel like you have some sort of like an ego that really you're choosing with your ego. All right, I'm not saying that you don't have to choose with your ego, but I'm just saying that you have to be realistic in your choices. All right, so before making your choice, consider all options. Not everything that glitters is gold. All right, whether that be job, whether that be people, whether that be places, anything that looks good on paper, just be realistic in making your choice, because some things can come back to bite you in the tail. I will say that. That's just the energy for the middle of the month. So if something, a new job comes in, they make an offer, maybe you're considering applying for a job because you think it's going to be great. Maybe it may not be all it's hyped up to be. Just do a little bit more further investigation and be realistic in your choices, okay? This is a way to ensure that you remain pleasant or pleased. um, Now we're moving into the Five of Swords. Okay, it's like the energy is getting a little bit darker here, but it's okay because not everything is going to be, candy and Skittles and rainbows and bunny rabbits. So I'm going to tell you right now, the Five of Swords is just telling you to get comfortable in knowing that you're not always going to win every battle. Okay, shift your viewpoint to kind of better strategically figure out how are you going to hold your dignity throughout any type of disagreement. Okay, so some people walk away with their head held down, hanging down, but sometimes there's pleasure in knowing that this battle just wasn't for you. Maybe this war is just not for you. It's that there's pleasure in walking away and being able to walk away hands free, hands clean, no blood on your hands, knowing that it wasn't your fault, knowing that there was nothing you could have done to change this person's mind. Okay, there's pleasure in knowing those things. There's pleasure in feeling like you can be free from any type of drama, or knowing that you walked away from it with your head held high. All right, even if you felt like you lost, in a sense, you still won. All right, that's just the energy for the ending of the month. Okay, so if somebody, just expect for somebody to probably, test you or whatever, or something along those lines. Just walk away with your head held high. You don't have to fight every battle. Okay, that's what this is saying. And there's pleasure in knowing that. Okay, there's peace in knowing that. I'll say that there's peace in knowing that. All right, so let's move on to our next keyword. The god that wants to reach out to is Mithra, and the keyword is sacrifice. So yeah, we see a person here who has a shield up and they have their army behind them and they're on the front lines here. What do we have? We have the two of wands here. All right. So first I'll tell you that Mithra's message tells you to examine, the balance between like a healthy sacrifice and a sacrifice that is being, selfless. And the Two of Wands is like saying that you've officially made plans to set out a path of discovery, whether it be travel, whether it be self-mastery. Either way it goes, this is all a part of some sacrifice here. Not to mention the number 2 does talk about balance, duality, and partnership. So I feel like you're doing this, moving or making this big move or making this huge plan in January, at the beginning of January, for a person or for a partnership. I feel like there's some sort of an agreement that you are agreeing to make this big move, whether it be traveling across the seas. I just feel like this is just you getting out of your comfort zone and being on the front line here, especially as we have Mithra's image and depiction with him being on the front line, ready to go to war. We also have multiple spears in here, okay? And to me, the spears are just like the energy that you're ready to put forth and directing into this next big move. I think this is something that you are very passionate about, but it's not as passionate about you're not as passionate as the person that you're doing it for. Okay, in a sense, this is a selfless act for you. Okay, some of you are making really big moves for someone else. Maybe you're maybe moving into their house with them. Maybe you're doing something that is not of your own, that is not of your own, it's not really of your will, but it's not against your will at the same time here. Okay, but you're kind of rolling with the flow or things of that nature. Okay, so there is definitely like a new adventure for a lot of you Cancers. There's a new adventure. um yeah, let me see, what else do I see when I'm looking at these cards? Yeah, okay. Another thing is that there's some long-term goal here that you have. With this Two of Wands here, I'm really getting the fact that this is making a plan, not for something that can happen overnight. This is something that's going to take some time. All right. This is like a long distance type of goal, something that's going to make a lot of planning. Okay. Whether it's overseas travel or even vacation travel, moving to a different state or cross country, um, or even to another country. Basically, you're just going to be reaching out for more opportunities, looking for ways to reach out for more opportunities. There may be some obstacles in front of you, but at some point you are going to get over those obstacles. But as long as you can see where it is that you're trying to get to, you will make this possible. Okay, so yeah, yeah. So that's the energy for the beginning of the month dealing with the word sacrifice. Now let's go ahead and move on to the middle of the month of January, Cancer. We have a little bit of sad energy here, right? So for some of you Cancers, all this social distancing is really starting to get to you. Okay, um, I see that you either have moved away from someone, or maybe there's some sort of a separation or emotional distance here between you and possibly another person, or you and your family, because I know that Cancer, they really are more so about, family life and pleasing others, and going the distance for someone, even if it hurts them. You know what I'm saying? Even if they have to spill their own blood for this particular sacrifice here. Okay. So yeah, I feel like maybe you're longing to replace some old connection. So maybe you're missing somebody. Um, you're finding it hard to move on without this person, without this place, without this thing, without this pet, whatever it may be. I see the blood, so I'm assuming that is something that is human, something that lives and breathes. Um, Also, maybe you thought that you were doing the right thing by increasing the space. It is proving to be a bit of a difficult transition, considering that the number 5 does deal with the keyword being change. So this is a very difficult transition for you. Whatever it is that you might have lost, whatever it is that you may be missing, I just feel like um, if you stick it out. Um, this transition is is going to bring you some clarity. It's going to bring you some light. You just have to trust the process, okay? And this is a part of the sacrifice. That's why we have the sacrifice word, okay? So whatever you're going through, if you feel like there's a loss or you feel like you're at a loss, just know that the sidewalk doesn't run out, okay? All right, towards the end of the month, the energies that I'm picking up on is the 7 of Swords for you, okay? So I just want to give you a couple of warnings with the 7 of Swords. First of all, take the long route, whether it be with work or school. Do not take any shortcuts, all right? Sacrifice is about going the distance, right? It's about doing things the hard way. And with the 7 of Swords being here, this tells me that maybe you have some people in your corner who are all about shortcuts, okay? Be careful about people who want to take be careful about people who you take spiritual food from as well, especially when you're in a period of feeling very vulnerable here, especially with that 5 of Cups energy that we just got out of. All right, people can pick up on that, and they like to prey on that type of energy. So just make sure that you're aware and that you have your eyes open, all right, and that you're not surrendering to that type of energy, and finding yourself being susceptible to that energy here. All right, let's see. Whether another thing is whether it be with exes, because I did speak about maybe it's a person that you're being separated from. Some of you Cancers really might be trying to get over an ex, trying to get over a friend or a family member. or maybe even a potential mate. There's something about this person. You might need to really protect your energy with this individual. Okay. Um, don't allow people to kind of trample all over you. I notice that this person does have a shield up. So this is just saying that you need to protect yourself. When I was saying that you need to watch who you take your spiritual food from, that goes for, for anyone. Use your intuition. Just make sure that that you're paying attention and that you're not being too vulnerable, okay? Too vulnerable. You need to have some sort of a shield up. I know this feels like we want to trust everyone who has a smile on their face, like this lady, but just be careful. Keep your eyes open, right? Keep your eyes open. All right, so the last keyword we have is with the goddess Oya, and her keyword is power. All right, so Oya's message is that change is welcome. Allow the storm to pass. Clearing is necessary at this time. All right, at the beginning of the month, I do sense that you will be walking away from something because we've gotten the Eight of Cups. But this is a good thing. This is a chance for renewal because Oya, in a sense, does represent renewal. She represents transformation. Maybe it's also some sort of a scorpionic energy that you're working with as well. Maybe you guys are deciding to walk away from certain behaviors or certain emotions that you have let yourself run away with and consume you in it. Okay. Um, so I think, the thing about this is that you're going to need some assistance in clearing away this particular situation. All right. I'm saying that because this lady is walking with some sort of a staff. So I just feel like you're going to need some sort of help. You're going to need something to lean on. Um, let's see, what else do I see? Okay. That's one thing. Make sure that you ask yourself, what is bringing you joy? And always ask yourself, who has the power to change that? I hope that the answer to both of those should be yourself, right? You might need to think about those two questions for a while. All right. So, in other words, if you're not satisfied with something, you need to get up and go get your Nine of Cups because that's what comes after the Eight of Cups. Realizing that you don't know where this road is going to take you, but you know it's going to get you the hell out of Dodge, like ASAP. Because where you're at right now, it is no longer serving you. It's time for you to, choose a path and follow your intuition here. Because we do have the moon, and it is in, I can't remember what phase that is in, but it's starting to become a dark moon, right? It's starting to become dark. So it's like there's no more, there's nothing left to like there's an ending coming soon. There's no more prosperity in what it is that you're seeking at this time, and it's time to start anew. All right, so it's about the journey as well, because I'm seeing the stairways and the journey. These stairways just represent a journey, step by step, piece by piece. You will make it to your Nine of Cups. All right, just make sure that you continue to own your power. All right. Yeah. So moving on now, Cancer, we have your own energy is here with the King of Cups, whether you are a masculine or a feminine. All right. King of Cups says that you are going to be mastering your emotions. All right. You're going to be learning to accept your feeling without letting it get the best of you. There's going to be others who, during this time, like in the middle of the month, you are going to be tested hard. You're going to be tested. People are going to probably say things to you, do things to really, try to get you triggered. And Cancer, you're not easily triggered. All right. I know that you are not easily triggered, but this person is really going to trigger you. But you are going to be so content, so much in control, so much in your own power because you go above them. You see how Oya is jumping above the attacker, above the person who is below her. That's how you're going to be, Cancer. All right. Now, another thing I want to talk about is I feel like there's some either fathers or maybe there's certain husbands. You might be ready to open up this month. Okay, there's going to be a lot of rekindling of the flame. Focusing on this is going to bring you a lot of peace as well, okay? Because if you notice, his eyes are closed and there's water above his head, meaning the emotions are really not getting to him. but at the same time, he's in control of his emotions and he's expressing his emotions in a mature way, right? So I feel like maybe because you have mastered this power, you really are going to have a woo woo over your partner. This is really going to bring them to you, attract them to you. So I really feel like you're going to be doing a lot of more romantic things, possibly even like running bath water. You never know. I'm just saying, because we have the King of Cups. So maybe you might get your bath water ran for you. You just might find a lot more gentleman-like things or lady-like things coming from your partner. However your opposing partner is, whether they're a man or female, but I think there's just more of a masculine genuinity when it comes to serving the other partner here. Okay, that's what you're going to be experiencing in the middle of the month. So get ready for that. That's pretty romantic, right? And it's not even February, and that's perfect. Page of Cups is the energy dealing with the end of the month, Cancer, for you in January 2021. I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, Page of Coins. Page of Coins. So I feel like attention to your health is going to be key this month. Also, bringing awareness to your possessions this month is going to be really significant. Some of you are really indulging in new aspects of spiritual beliefs. I also feel like developing this side of you is going to show promising results, whether it be diet, exercise, maybe some new side hustle is going to prove a lot of success, but definitely with dedication. Okay, you're still at the beginning stages, but yeah, I just sense there's a lot more left in store for you. This is just the beginning stages. If you continue this path, you're definitely going to lead to some really good, prosperous things. Focusing on a lot of that health and diet and exercise is going to be the first thing that I'm noticing here, okay? Because Oya looks very active. And of course, she rules over the thunderstorms and, weather and things of that nature. So there's a storm brewing and you're going to be ready for it, Cancer. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading. If you did, be sure to give me a thumbs up. I wish you could give me 2 thumbs up if you could. I will catch you guys next time. Bye.